Battle of Armageddon is not really a battle. It's better known as the Campaign of Armageddon. And that takes place in 8 stages. It's mentioned in Revelation chapter 16 in verse 15. It says, "Behold, I am coming like a thief. Blessed is the one who stays awake and keeps his garments, lest he walk around naked and men see his shame. And they gathered them together to the place which in the Hebrew is called Armageddon." And Har is the Hebrew word for mountain. And Megiddo is the valley as you stand on the mountain that overlooks the valley of Megiddo, is what that's referring to. And it's a very large plain. In fact, in 1799, when Napoleon went through there, he said all the armies of the world can maneuver in that valley there, overlooking, and you can oversee that from the mountain of Megiddo. So the Battle of Armageddon, it occurs in 8 stages. Number 1 is the gathering of the armies of the Antichrist, and that's really where they gather, is at Megiddo. There's no actual battle that takes place there. And so all the armies of the world, it says, are going to come there. And apparently they're coming there because the Antichrist is going to bring them all there, because they somehow think that if they can destroy Jerusalem and Israel, etc., then they can somehow solve all the world's problems. And so that's where history's headed. Secondly, in response, right before, as they're gathering, God destroys in Revelation 17 and 18 Babylon, the city of Babylon, because in the Bible you have this juxtaposition between Babylon and Jerusalem. And Babylon is the second most frequently mentioned city in the entire world, and it's where the kingdom of man began after the flood. And so it will probably be reinstituted and become the capital for the Antichrist by the second half of the tribulation, and God's going to just destroy it very quickly. And then you have the fall of Jerusalem, and that's described in Zechariah chapter 12, 13, and 14, where actually 12 and 13, where half of the city is cut off. So this can't be AD 70 or AD 135 when the entire city was captured. Instead, it's only going to be half of the city, and the armies of the Antichrist will then go down to Basra, where the Jews are hanging out, so to speak, and attack there. God will supernaturally protect them. And then the 5th stage, by then, is Israel's regeneration. They come to realize that Jesus is the Messiah. They will look upon him whom they pierce, and they will mourn as one mourns for an only begotten son, as Zechariah 12:10 talks about. And they will be converted at that point. And then you have Christ coming to rescue the Jews at Basra before he comes at his ascension to Jerusalem. And so he rescues the Jews, and then you have the end of the fighting of the Valley of Jehoshaphat, where the book of Revelation says that the blood runs up to a horse's bridle, about 4 feet, all the way down 200 miles down the Jordan Rift Valley, because it's going to, all the armies of the world are going to be there, and there's going to be all kinds of carnage as a result of that battle as they end up fighting God, Jesus Christ. And then the victory ascent upon the Mount of Olives that we know as the second coming, where it splits open and prepares the way for the millennial temple, and it rises up and becomes the tallest place, because in Revelation 16 all the mountains of the world have fallen down. And so it's going to reflect the importance of Jesus as a Messiah, that he's going to dwell on the highest place on planet Earth at that point, which will be Jerusalem.